This is quite a modern building in where I've got my hotel. It's a place called Guyancourt, in the west of Paris. This is amazing. This is just down the road. I was just going to go to get some money to get the bus into Paris, into the centre of Paris, because today is my tourism day. And I saw this just up the road. Pretty amazing. I mean, it's nothing new, old or whatever, but it's pretty damn good. And this is where it starts from. Versailles. It's not the Versailles you're used to, is it? So we are in Paris Montparnasse. Big place, one of the big stations in Paris, but surprisingly easy to get through and not too confusing at all.
Bienvenue à Paris. Bienvenue à Paris.
This is the Tour Montparnasse. It's big. And that's why it's called the Metro. This is l'Église Saint-Sulpice, which is the second biggest church in Paris, and it's also the one that featured in the Da Vinci Code, the Dan Brown book and film. Some lovely little quiet places like this. It's like the Muses in London. It's right in the centre of Paris. This is 7th arrondissement, and this is the Basilique of Sainte Clotilde in the 7th arrondissement in Paris. So I don't know whether there are any advantages to being Swiss in Paris, but the flag is a big plus. This is Vauban, who was an architect under Louis XIV, and he was a specialist of siege and fortification, and a lot of the castles in France and the battlements around towns was built by this guy, or at least designed by him. The best known landmark in Paris, it's the Tour Eiffel. And this is the École Militaire, which is the military school, just down from the Tour Eiffel. Dogs don't like walking in Paris. Yep, stop those rats. So this is the 20th time they've stripped and painted the Eiffel Tower. Rather them than me. So the Eiffel Tower was built, it took 2 years to build, from 1887 to 1889, and it was built as the centrepiece for the World Fair. And it's still here. So this is the River Seine, or as the English say, Seine. So that boat must be insane. Lol. I'll get my coat. Bit of a change today. I'm not with the van. In fact, I'm working in Paris, and I've got a day off. And so I've decided to come and do some filming in Paris and a bit of tourism. I know it quite well. I used to work here a lot, but I've not been back for a while. And so I've just taken one day out of my schedule to do a bit of tourism. Now, behind me is the Pont d'Alma. I'll show you it, and I'll tell you its significance as well. So this is the Pont d'Alma, and if we go across to the other side, you may just be able to see there's a statue of a golden flame, and in fact it was in there. There's a tunnel just the other side. It's called the Tunnel du Pont d'Alma, and that was where Princess Diana was killed. These are the four muses. These are absolutely everywhere in Paris and in a lot of French cities. I don't know why, but they just like it. They do keep their green spaces nice and clean. And there's quite a few people working there. And what's this dog doing? Get off the grass. There's a lot of fighting here during the war, Second World War. And here's a lot of where the people who are trying to liberate Paris were killed. The tourist boats that go up and down the Seine are called bateaux mouches, which means fly boats. Don't know why, but I'll find out. This is a Pont des Invalides, and over there with the French flag on top is the Jardin des Tuileries. Tuileries was where they used to make tiles, but I wouldn't imagine they make them there anymore. That is Les Invalides from the back. Right, over there is the oldest monument in Paris, and we're going to go and see it. Let's go. That is the Assemblée Nationale, where the government sits, the deputies and stuff like this. A bit like the Houses of Parliament in the UK, you know, where the MPs go and lie all day. In more ways than one sometimes. I'm looking at you, Jacob Rees-Mogg. Don't know if you can see it, but there in the distance is Notre Dame de Paris and l'Île de la Cité. We'll be going there in a second, but first we're going to go and see the oldest monument in Paris. This is Place de la Concorde. So this is the oldest monument in Paris. It comes from the Temple of Luxor in Egypt, and it was one of two that was given to France by Egypt, and there's only this one came, and it came on the boat called the Luxor, funnily enough. How about that? Most famous avenues in France and the world, maybe. It's the Champs-Élysées with, at the top, the Arc de Triomphe. So this is another one of the green spaces in Paris called the Jardin des Tuileries. There's even beehives there. I don't think it's as green as London, but it's pretty green anyway. That's nice. As always, there are top quality souvenirs on sale all over the place. Looks like the Brandenburg Gate, but it's not. It's in Paris. It's just opposite the Louvre, in fact. And here we are, right near the Louvre, which is just over here. You can just see the pyramid. It's weird, in such a big city, there's all these wide open spaces with nothing in them. Good, I suppose. And there is the Louvre pyramid, just over there. And this is the pyramid of the Louvre. Normally it would be full of people queuing up to go in, but it's closed. Closed at 4:30. This is the other side of the Louvre. No, there's a church. I'll find out which one it is later. So this little garden in front of the church here, I'll go and find out what the church is in fact, it's called the Memorial to the Massacre of San Barthélemy. And here there were 3,000 Protestants who were tortured, burnt and killed here, and up to 10,000 in France. I know there was a lot in Toulouse and also in Lyon and Bordeaux. Let's go and have a look what this church is. This is a church, I've never heard it before. It's called Saint-Germain de l'Auxerrois. It's right in the first arrondissement of Paris, not too far from Ile de la Cité. We'll have a quick look inside. Be quiet now. So this is the oldest bridge in Paris, and it's called the Pont Neuf, and it joins to Ile de la Cité. We can't see it, but there's a little thing on the floor here, a little stud type thing, and it's where all the roads of Paris are measured, of France in fact, are measured from. So if it says like 650 kilometers to the best city in the world, Toulouse, it means it's measured from here and nowhere else. These padlocks used to be all over the bridges. These are just on some railings, and they've taken them off the bridges and put perspex there now. So that's about the end of my day in Paris. I feel absolutely knackered. Batteries on my camera are about to go, and so I'm going to go and get the metro. It's been a nice day. The weather's been brilliant, and I've seen some of the stuff which everybody goes to see, I suppose. I did intend to do some stuff a little bit different, but it needed more time. There's loads of stuff which people don't get to see. It's sort of the secret Paris, but this has been really good. I'm going to go and get the metro, go back to my hotel and have dinner. I hope you enjoyed this. Anyway, if it's given you some sort of motivation to come and visit Paris, because you can do it in the weekend. Long weekend is great. A lot of walking. It's best to walk. You can get obviously the metro and the bus and all the rest of it, but the best is to walk, and my feet wouldn't say that, but I definitely would. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe down below. This is the joy of the metro in Paris. Or maybe I should have left it like till 10 o'clock or something like that.